Hi everybody, I'm going to take off my mask so I can breathe. As we start, we always want to start with a good breath and namaste. That which is love and light and God's life breath within me is giving salutations to God's life breath of love and light within you. Let's start just by reaching out and up and reaching as tall as you can. And as you do, think of pushing your legs down in through your feet to the floor. Reach tall, reach tall. And now lift your ribs up to go even farther, pulling your nose toward your hands. Stretch, breathe. And as you slowly exhale, start lifting your tailbone. I'm not pulling down, I'm lifting my tailbone, letting my elbows bend, and I pass through a namaste. Feel that stretch there, and so I'm just going to stop here and let the weight of my head roll down this slope into gravity. This slope here into gravity, giving me a gentle stretch. And now to help warm up, I'm going to articulate my spine. So I'm going to drop the head again, and I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. As I keep pulling my tailbone under, it is articulating through these spinal vertebrae. I'm pulling my belly muscles into my body to roll me up and reach out and up, pushing down. I'm pushing my legs down through my feet into the ground, reaching up, reaching with my shoulders. They're not down here. I'm reaching them up, and then I'm pulling my third eye, my forehead, toward my hands, lifting my ribs up. Take a deep breath, slow breath in so that it stretches your ribs. And as you begin to exhale, you're lifting your tailbone, letting your back arch, letting the elbows float out and down until your hands pass your nose. Feel the stretch. It might be a little further this time. And smooth this here into gravity. And tucking the tailbone under, pulling the abdominals in. It just looks like this. Roll. Let the body hang like a rag doll. It's your legs that push, and it's your belly that pulls. Stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other, one on top of the other, until you set your shoulders on top, and lastly, your head on top. Now this time we're going to take the arms back, stretching them back, reaching. It's almost like on that movie in the Titanic where she's on the head of the boat. She's out on the front, reaching, reaching. Feel the stretch all the way to your fingertips, but also all the way from here in the chest. Reach, breathe. Arms floating up and back. You're stretching, but you're not pushing and forcing through. Reach. Now this is interesting. Follow me. Tuck your chin toward your chest and notice my fingers start to dive forward with chin toward chest. I'm rolling into my own body. This is articulating this part of the spine. Rolling my head and my chin into my body. And when I get to where my hips are here, that is when I finally let it out into gravity. And look how much deeper I already am. Remember, I was out here when we first started. Third time, and I'm down here. So we're gonna do that one more time. That makes two. We did two each. So this is the second one up. Tuck the tailbone under. Pull with the belly muscles forward. Let the arms dangle in gravity to get the best stretch. Pulling the hips forward with the abdominal muscles. And then stacking each vertebrae. Letting the shoulders atop the line of the spinal vertebrae. Letting the head on top. As you breathe in, reach back. Reach back. Hold it for an exhale. Hug the abdominals against you to keep your spine supported. Inhale. And tuck. Roll. Head, fingers rolling into your own body. Into your own body. Until you come to where you can't go any further without letting your tailbone tip up and your hips come down, and let gravity have Step your feet apart, at least hip width, and just breathe slowly and deeply, inhaling until you're full and exhaling until you are empty. Relaxed position, just make sure that tension isn't making you hold here. If you can't let all the way down and you can't relax, then put a block or get to the edge of a couch and put your hands on it. Anything to allow you to go from here to here, even if it's not on the floor. Now, take that block or anything you have to support you and put it in the center here for your hand. I can be on the floor, but then I do this a lot. And you're going to just take your arm up, make a straight pull from this bottom arm to this top arm. Now notice I didn't turn. My belly button faces the floor. So I'm turning here so that my chest faces this way, but my belly button faces the floor. And I have a straight pull going, looking, trying to put my third eye or nose toward that thumbnail. Remember, you can be on something to help you. And then release, open into it. Let my belly button face the same way. Look up into that arm. I can even hang back a little bit if you need. And switch this hand for this hand. Slowly keeping the belly button facing the floor. I'm just going to turn in the waist and chest. Push this bottom hand to push the ground away. And that lets me look up. Breathe. And then release the hips so that the belly button faces the same way as my chest. And bring it down. Lift the head. Bring the arms back. Out. Up. And out. Back. Find that stretch. And down. 2 quick reminders as we are breathing and moving. You're drinking in the breath as though through a milkshake through a straw. So there's this straw. Good. You want to get that breath flowing. And remember the use of Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor and lifting. So right here, we call it a Kegel in medical community. And also Uddiyana Bandha, which is like you zipped up your zipper without lifting the ribs away. You zipped up your zipper like after Thanksgiving dinner and you don't want to catch this flush right here. Mula Bandha lifts, and then you pull this as if you were connecting to your ribs a little bit. Great. So now, let's take our sun salutations or Surya Namaskara just 2 times through without any lunges. Palms together. Remember, we bring the palms together, and as the elbows start to fall enough that there's pressure, it's right there. Breathe. Shoulders down. Reaching out and up, legs are strong, pushing into the ground through the feet. Lift the tailbone and let yourself down through the bow. And soften when you feel the stretch so that gravity takes hold of your neck. Arching away as you inhale, step or jump straight back and down. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana, the upside down V. Here, we want to push with your hands
But you don't want to push with your feet because that makes it twice as hard. Arching away and soften down. Looking up like your head is a balloon almost. You're going to let it float up, and stay with your blood pressure. Don't get dizzy, don't get ahead of yourself. Find that stretch on the way down. One more time this way. Out and up, reach tall, push the floor away. Arching, bowing. Find your stretch. Collapse into gravity. And arching away. Step or jump back. So this time I'll show you if you're stepping, you just do this. And Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Using your abdominals, not your back muscles to get here. If I'm pushing with my feet, it's a lot more work. So stop pushing with your feet, relax your feet, push with your hands. And just like I showed you taking it up to jump, I'll show you taking it down. You just walk it forward, let your hands off of the ground as you need to come forward. Arch away. Soften down, drape the body over the legs. And looking up, fly out and up. And now we're going to get a little creative to help our inner hips, inside of this hip here, where actually iliopsoas is so deep, it's almost in the back, except that the bone in the back of this hip and pelvis won't let you reach it. So to get to iliopsoas, you have to go through here. And that connects down through the front to these underneath muscles called the ischium. If you've ever sat on a hard chair at school for too many hours, you felt the ischial tuberosities. So iliopsoas can be all the way inside here and attached down through inside the front to these two bones in the bottom of your bottom on which you often sit, and that can cause your back to hurt. So if we can loosen these up, we are opening up circulation of lymph, circulation of blood, even movement in the intestines and your back. So let's do a little variation on the sun salutation that'll help with that. So palms together, come with me. This time we're going to arch our back. Astanga usually gets the arch from this bow. We're going to arch by pushing the hips forward, and as we reach back, it's like think of that zipper going up, breathing in, and exhaling, pull the imaginary zipper up the front, and that protects you from any whipping action feeling in your spine and the muscles that support it. So going with out and up, inhale and reach back, push the hips forward. Exhale, think of pulling up your zipper and bow on the way down. When you feel your oof stretch, relax. Arch away as you breathe in. Jumping or walking back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now from your Adho Mukha Svanasana, you're going to bring your right knee, take your hands one big step forward, take your right knee out to the side, and relax the back foot. As you come down, turn to look the other way. Watch how it causes a slight rotation in my spine. It relaxes underneath the glute. It relaxes the inner thigh here and across the front of my body, just like across my back. It's causing a rotation in the spine, giving it some internal stretch and relief. Breathe. Relax your toes. Take both legs back and curl the toes under. This is the taking it down way, and I want you to learn that first. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And as I look forward, I take one big step forward with my hands, and I bring this knee over here out to the side. And as I lie down, I rotate. Relax the toes. Let there be this twist across so that where my knee and thigh are against the ground, as I turn the other way, they don't go with it, and that pries open the deep internal waist and pelvis. Wow, you're affecting something that would be difficult or challenging for massage therapists to do. They do it, and it's hard on the client to relax that much and let them go that deep. And it's hard on the techniques of the massage therapist. And again, we're taking the takedown version. So we're going to curl the toes under in the back. I walk that forward so my toes are under, and then I drop my hips. And what that does is protect and strengthen my low back. As I'm coming up, I'm not pushing up like this. My shoulders are down, and I'm opening my heart. And as I push, I lift off the ground, and I roll forward through and over my toes. Forward. And I pull with my toes, coming over them. That's a take-up. You don't have to do that. Use your abdominals to lift you to the Adho Mukha Svanasana. Arch away, soften down, and flying out and up. Remember, we've allowed you to add in the arch if you want, so go straight up or breathe in, zip up the front of the tummy, and pull that zipper up to come up, letting the arms out, back, and down. I'm already starting to feel more bendy. So this time, we're going to add one more thing in when the knee's out to the side. Just follow with me. We're learning a lot. Palms together. Bringing it down. Notice I've got this arm to help me rotate. Relax your toes. You don't have to push with this arm. But for those of you who have tension in those hips, boy, it adds to the twist. Now, further taking it up. Leave the knee here. If you don't want to go further, if this hurts your low back, especially in between the vertebrae, don't do this part. Take the leg back and do Urdhva Mukha. Taking it up is leaving this knee here, going slowly, lifting the belly button but not lifting the back. Zip up around the curve of the front. It's actually Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. Stretch in the hip and across the internal pelvis and waist is intense. Breathe. Now we're going to curl the toes under on this back foot and scooch forward a little. As we lift using our abdominals, we're just going to let this left leg hang to come out of the position. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And so now here we go. One step forward with the hands. Bring the right knee out, soften the toes, and bringing it down. You want to consciously soften right here and underneath, and inside underneath this thigh against the floor. You want to consciously let go of tension in those areas. You can be soft here, or just this little, I'm not pushing hard, just stacking the elbow above the hand provides a twist. Remember, we're taking it up. You could take this leg back and do Urdhva Mukha. But we're going to do Urdhva Mukha here to take it up if we need that and if we can. So I'm lifting up the front of my belly as if a zipper went around the curve. And I'm dropping my tailbone. Notice my hands are a little out front. If I want deeper, I just walk them back and come up for more. Now I can start to feel it in front of this hip over here because the bend is so deep it gets to the front of that hip as the leg is straight back with the floor supporting it. It's not going to go anywhere but to stretch. Now remember the trick. We curl the toes of the back foot under and near. As we start to lift up, use the abdominals. Let this leg just hang and come in. Set your down dog in a comfortable, even, and symmetrical position. Pull the hips back and don't push with the feet. Remember, you can jump or walk it forward, arch away, soften down, let it hang, let it hang. Notice I'm shifting my weight a very tiny bit over the front of the foot. Not so much it makes me feel like I'm going to fall, but from back here, shifting to the front, lets gravity get hold of my spine in an inverted position, giving me traction via gravity. I'm looking up, flying out and up. Out. Last time through, and this time we're going to extend the leg straight out to the side. So I know we keep taking it up. Remember, you don't have to keep taking it up. We've been learning a lot. Palms together. Let's reach out and up. Now, to take this leg out, you're going to want to put your hand here to push and take it out. If you still can't, you got to try to reach it and pull it, and that's hard. So push with this hand and lift and swing. Just kick to where you can kick. My leg's up here. Yours could be down here where this flower is, and that would be fine. Just straighten it out the side. You're going to feel an oh my goodness on the inner thigh, up into what they sports-wise would call the groin. Just the deep inner thigh and adductor muscles, ADD, UCTOR, not abductor. And these are really helpful to recovering from stabilization injuries in sports. Now notice you don't have to keep your foot tense or flexed in this position. You are welcome to play with it though, like especially if you feel something, you can kind of play with that and find where do I feel, oh wow, there it is, right? You can find where you feel the stretch, or you can just let this lie as it does and relax and catch your breath, because the most important thing is that when we're working in yoga, we want to be working with complete breath, enough oxygen. Now, remember that take up where we came up? Now, elbows behind the hands. Start by pulling your head away. Pull with your abdominals to pull your pelvis down and forward in front of you. So I'm not really pushing with my arms. Or you just curl the toes under and start to come up using your abdominals and let it hang. Now, hands 2 steps forward. Bring that knee out to the side, turning the other way. Relax. Relax, breathe. You're going to need this hand to push and extend. You can leave it this way. If you're an oomphy person, if you have a lot of athletics and need the flexibility, you can grab it and take it as far as you want it. But that's up to your ability, what you want to do. It is certainly not up to your ego. You will hurt yourself. If you want to be here and your leg's way back here, you don't get there by injuring yourself. You get there with patience. Stretch here until it's easier to stretch here. And then farther, and then farther. And give it weeks. Relax right here and relax right here in the inner thigh. So here on the bottom of the bottom and here on the inner thigh are important to relax, and our little twist, remember, makes it go across in here. From this leg that's being pried open, it stretches across into here because, look, it's open, and all the way across to here is being twisted this way. It's just the science of it. I want the deeper one. You come out here for a, ooh, it's going to be deep already. You come here for the, I want to stretch the hips off the front of my waist. There we go. All who want to do the split can remember how to take it up. The rest of us don't need to be egged on into doing something we shouldn't do. Remember, you can lie down and take your leg back. Or you can curl the toes under, go to your down dog, and as you go to your down dog, you let the leg hang into position. You can pick that up. Breath in, coming up on the balls of the feet if you're jumping. Exhale, bend the knees, make springs, and jump. Arch away as you breathe in. Soften. Looking up as if your head were a balloon, let it float up gently. And only go as fast as your blood pressure stays with you. That's an important part of it. Because then I'm going to reach back, and you don't want to be dizzy reaching back. Breathe in. Exhale, out. Back. And wonderful and familiar to you. We're going to have a seat, like I'm going to curtsy, but then I sit down. I grab my front leg in the crook of my elbow, and I grab it and pull it toward me, and use that like a stake to which you train the trunk, the new, fresh trunk just growing of a plant. I'm trying to relax here and let the fanny touch the ground. That takes a little letting go into the back. And now I'm going to go farther into the twist, sliding my chest past that thigh. Placing my back hand close in. I place it so close in I have to put the fingers and the ball of the hand and then the heel so that, watch this little thing here, my elbow tucks into my waist and supports me. So watch, I take my hand, and as I come down, it wouldn't fit. As I come down, this wouldn't fit if I didn't tuck my elbow into my waist and create that support.